Hello everybody out there in social media land. I hope you're all well and have had a great summer. I'm recording this message rather than finger typing message, which I seem to have been doing lots of over the last weeks and months. I thought it might be quicker and easy to do this short video message. As most of you will know now, back in the end of May, beginning of June, Debbie and I set out on our grand motorhome tour of Spain, Portugal, France, UK and back, hoping for a really good trip. We got as far as Lisbon in Portugal, and following a phone call from the consultorio here in Compita and a subsequent colonoscopy that I had in Lisbon, unfortunately I was diagnosed with what was described as a large tumour on the wall of my right colon. So consequently we had to turn around and come back to Compita in order to deal with all of that, which was obviously very disappointing. Following quite a lot of consultations, appointments, scans, blood tests and what have you, on the 27th of July I went into the Axarquia Hospital in Torre del Mar and I had surgery in order to remove the malignant tumour that was on the wall of my colon. I'm pleased to say that following that surgery and subsequent consultations we've had with the surgeon, that that is now all clear. No follow-up treatment is required, so that has now all been done and dusted. However, and we also knew about this, I also had a small lesion on my liver, barely 1 centimetre, but that was also malignant. So literally 4 weeks to the day of having surgery on my colon, I was admitted to Carlos Aya Hospital, where I had further surgery to remove the small lesion. Once again, I'm pleased to say the surgeons were happy with that, and that everything seemed to go according to plan. As we sit here today, just over a week after that surgery, we're still waiting for the results of the biopsy. They will then ascertain whether or not I need any further treatment such as chemotherapy to make sure that we get a real belt and braces job and that everything is clear. So we're almost there, but I'm pleased to say that after that second surgery I'm feeling great, starting to walk again, starting to get fit by doing some walks, so things are looking really good. The real reason for recording this message really was to say a huge thank you to everybody who bothered to spend time to send me messages of best wishes and goodwill to all the treatment and what Debbie and I were going through. In addition, we had people who were keeping in constant contact throughout the whole of this, asking for updates and so on. So Debbie became the unofficial operations liaison officer, as well as her nurse ratchet duties. I also had people who had obviously had their own cancer journeys and people who had had it and lived through it, and all of those messages of hope and support made me feel a lot better about the fact that, you know, things were going to look good and that I was going to get through this one way or the other. I was also very humbled by some people who had decided to post on their own parish churches prayer lists my name so people could say a prayer for my well-being. And I was particularly humbled and honoured that one of our very good friends who lives in one of the beautiful towns in the Cotswolds had dedicated one of their Sunday masses to myself and Debbie and our families for our goodwill and our good luck with everything that we were going through, which was a very humbling experience. One thing I'm not going to do is mention any names on this, but you certainly know who you are. Apart from those messages of goodwill, I also obviously want to say a huge thank you to my family back in the UK. It can't have been very easy for them, being 2,000 kilometres away from all this that was going on, but with obviously the with modern technology we were able to keep in touch through sort of chat groups and also video calls. So although we couldn't actually hug and be together, we've at least been able to keep in touch with each other. And finally, and she's going to hate me for this, I want to say a huge thank you to Debbie, who obviously has been at my side throughout the whole of this, right from the very start with the diagnosis where my emotions were all over the place, right through to all the consultations I had, the tests I had to have, making sure I was in the right place at the right time, Any meds that needed taking, any cleaning of the wounds following the operations were clean. And even while I was in hospital, which isn't the most exciting place to be, she was there all the time, sat by my side, where the most exciting thing of the day was getting up to walk the corridor a few times, or wondering what I was going to have for lunch that day, or looking forward to the nurse coming round to give me my meds and test my blood pressure, etc. But she was there for the whole time, so a huge thank you to her. So there we go. So that's where we are. We're hoping to press the restart button next year and pick up where we left off this year, and start from get back up to Lisbon in Portugal, and hopefully continue our travels, albeit a year late. So it just leaves me to say a huge thank you to all of you for all your lovely messages of support and advice, etc. It's really helped us both through all of this and made it an awful lot easier, and helped us keep as positive as we can when things were not looking, or certainly we didn't feel were looking that great. So that brilliant. Thank you so much to all of you, and we'll see you around. Bye for now.